Hello again. I uh, I was playing with my brother in this game, and well, I guess I should say it's Besiege. This is the game, the Besiege, and we were doing a race, and I downloaded a map and everything, and so I figured out that most of the cars and stuff that I made weren't really very good for racing, because they flip over and not really work in that way. So I was trying to think of what could I make that would be most versatile and the best race car. And I was thinking, well, let's see, there's lots of rugged terrain on this map, so I'll add lots of suspension. And let's see, what suspension ideas do I have? Oh, right, there's this idea that I came up with, kind of saw. So if I was to, go on there. No, and so imagine I have a wheel on here, like that, see? And now this is my suspension. Imagine it hits a bump, and it let's say it goes over here, but are you just not connected? Yeah, so then it does. Is this a piston? This can't be a piston. That's suspension. Wow, okay. So then maybe I just have to turn everything down. Well, anyway, what I've been experienced with springs is that, like this one, is that if you were to hit a bump, this would move back and forth this way, and then it would have a higher likelihood of breaking, opposed to doing what I did with two on the axle, on the block that the wheel is connected to, so that if there's a rock and it hits on the front side, and then this spring right here would be depressed, this suspension, and if there's another one on this side, this would be depressed. So that was my idea there. And then I was thinking, well, it needs to be faster, of course. So I added these propellers in the front. And then a little while ago, I figured out how to make steam, rocket engines. So pretty much just take a water cannon, this one here, and then just put flame behind it, such as this torch. And then it turns into a steam jet. It actually has a pretty good amount of thrust. Actually, maybe I should go into a different map that's not because that map's for planes. And, well, I'm showing you a car, so. Oh, did I just do it again? I did. Well, I'll just keep talking while I finally get to the right sandbox. And so, I added these steam jets on the back, and that adds a pretty good amount of propulsion. And each one of these steps, I was, trying to think of things that I've seen in videos, because I looked up a couple videos on how to make these things. And so I had this whole way I was building it with all these rods that you can see back and forth, like this, these rods. And that is because if I was to make it out of wood, it'd be much heavier. Also, it'd be weaker. Wouldn't it be as strong? Then I'm making it out of ballasts. Let's see, these. This is a ballast. And you can set these to be really quite heavy or very light. So let's say that's the heaviest setting. I guess my springs are strong enough. But anyway, So, so yeah, I did that, and then I got to the next part of like building. I was trying to think of some way to see which one is it. I was trying to think of some way to add more propulsion, and my great and fascinating idea was to just add a propeller on it. And so the videos that I saw of how to make a propeller were something, that they were educational, but a lot of them were actually the older version. So some of the physics didn't match up with this. So it's sometimes kind of hard to build something. Like they're like saying the specific technique, and I'm like, well, it doesn't work in this version. So I ran with what I knew. I was able to make this in the center of the bot. It's just like perfect positioning. And so I put 2 of these small wheels on either side of the propeller. By the way, this with these blades, this is the propeller. Like here's one of the blades, here's another blade, here's another blade. And then here's the ballast at the center, right there. And so I'm pretty sure that 2 wheels adds more propulsion. I think it does. I haven't completely tested that though. So, but I think it does. But anyway, and so I had to fiddle with this a lot to make it so that, like, figure out which is the right directions to have these wheels at. Because first I was thinking that this side here should be the opposite side as this, and then they were like countering each other, so that didn't really work. And it was all confusing and didn't really work. And so then I realized that as I was going, it was tilting. Here, I'll do what I was doing before. It was tilting like this. See, R? No. It's the wrong way. See that? That doesn't really work. I'm trying to figure out which way is it. Okay, it's this way. Why is the camera shaking? Stop. Keep going. Forward. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. What happens? Broken. I think they're countering each other. I'm not really sure though. But anyway, yeah, it starts like tipping because this propeller is only turning one way, and there's not any other propellers. So that means it's just turning the bot in that direction, and since it's a pretty big propeller. So I had to fix that somehow. And my way of fixing that was to do this. Let's see, is this the same one? Is this the one I fixed? Yeah, I think this is the one I fixed. And so this doesn't quite have as many problems. There's my steam jet. And then this. It goes a little faster and doesn't quite have very many problems from the propeller. And then I can test to see if the propeller actually does anything by turning off all the other propulsion and just doing this. See, that's just the propeller. I'm not pushing any keys right now. By the way, I put the propeller on toggle, so keeps going even if I'm not pushing. So it's actually pretty strong by itself, but then when you add the wheels and the steam jet, it gets pretty fast. Let's see what happens if I hit the wall. This rocks. Oh, I just break. Nice. See, that's the propeller trying to turn it. See how it's flipping around in circles? Like that. That's the propeller. And it still drives. Oh, but I've no propeller. It's just doesn't drive very good. Like, actually really bad. I'm not actually missing that many pieces, I guess. So yeah, this took me a while to problem solve. How I built the beginning was this. I built one suspension piece and one wheel and routed that correctly. And then I did this copy tool where you can copy things. See, now I have two. Okay, let's do a race. Oh wait, I would have to. Why are you selected on the one wheel? There. Okay, let's race. Dun-dun-dun. 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 This is so weird. They have the same controls. Huh. See, this works pretty good. I'm still trying to figure out some way that I could make it faster. I could make like a car faster than just being just like the wheels. Because this still isn't actually that much faster. So I guess this is like one of the first-ish successful things that I made. First-ish. I made this plane, but it doesn't really work. Oh, and I made this. This actually works pretty good. So it can drive, of course. It's got these two large missiles. And they actually have pretty good range. Especially if you do this. Oh, let's see. No, you're not. Tilt it all the way back. Well, anyway. See, that's pretty good range. And then I have these missiles. And then these short-range cannons. And then this is also a really fast car. Pretty fast, anyway. Oh, is my suspension doing that? Okay, let's see. Let's slow it down. See what I was saying before? How just upright suspension, it kind of starts like dragging itself. See how these wheels are kind of being pulled back? And if I had the same suspension that I had on the other car, I wouldn't be pulling back. And you can also do this to speed it up. Just speed up time. Yeah, I can do that. Just pause time. Why am I turning? Barren expanse. Ooh! That's kind of funny. Then a few more things that didn't work. Pretty much. A few more things that didn't work. And there's actually, I did figure out how to spread bombs pretty good. See that? You can do that. That's just bombs held on with grabbers on a wheel. So that's pretty simple. And then you can push V, or disconnect him, and that works pretty good. So I was thinking of doing something like not with this thing. Initially, I was going to try to make a rocket, but I don't know if that's going to work. So if I was thinking I could like take this huge box I made, and then I could do this. Go copy, bring it up here, pivot, set at the edge, kinda, pretty close. Okay, now I would connect. Oh, I guess I would. My idea in this is to like have this arch thing. And then I was going to Then I was going to have some kind of like pulley system here, and maybe try to lift something. Because now I got these huge blocks. Something like this. Done. Well, I guess that's something. Have lag though. Is it really big? I guess so. Guess it's really big. So what could I guess I could like so if I oh so then guess it does that. I wonder what a shrapnel cannon does to it. Just do this. Probably blows it up somewhat. Because those are pretty strong. It didn't actually do much. Well, anyway, I guess I should try to close out. Go use something else. Well, I guess I'll close the video then. See you later.